Yeah, preparations have been okay. It's not been ideal with the long travels that we had coming back from Morocco. So yeah, so jet lag and one of the players fatigue, and I'm feeling the extremely long journey that we took to come back to South Africa, and then a couple of days later we have to go again. But we try and do our best under the circumstances, what's there in front of us, and then we just have to keep going. And I think, yeah, yesterday we had a really good training session. Um, team look team look fresh, and the boys look like they're up for it. And obviously the first game we played in the CAF Champions League, it was a first for many, and obviously nerves and everything else. Stage fright, the pressure, got the best of the team a little bit, but still enough reason for us where we could have gone out there, and if we had to capitalize on the opportunities that we had, we could have maybe came away with a draw, or we could have gone on to say we could have snatched and surprised victory. But unfortunately, us being first time in the Champions League and paid his price, and yeah, we didn't win. But I think the boys can be super proud of the performances, because if my memory don't serve me wrong, the last two South African teams that went there got good hidings, so we only got 1-0. And if you looked at it, then we could have easily had a goal or two to the goods, but unfortunately we didn't. So it was not a bad start from the guys. And now we have an opportunity to play home, and to change that. But like I said, this level is completely different from the domestic level. The physicality, um, just the speed of the game, of the players that's playing in this competition, is players that's used to playing at the highest level in Africa. So yeah, so for us, that's required a lot of adjustment. But yeah, we are ready. We prepared, and hopefully now the players can go out there, you know, do themselves justice, because they didn't let themselves down or disappoint themselves in the first game. And now we've got another opportunity to rectify the loss that we suffered in the first match, to turn it around against Horoya. But knowing it's going to be exceptionally difficult, exceptionally hard, because this is a team that played year after year after year in the CAF Champions League. So they seasoned campaigners. For us, it's new, but we'll be ready.
Thank you very much, Coach Benni. Now we will go to the team captain, Benni McCarthy. Captain, how important it is for you as players to Wednesday and win tomorrow with play at home?
I think, first of all, I'd like to greet everyone. Good afternoon. Kubaluleke kakhulu ukuthi sithole 3 points kusasa, because playing it win. So yeah, a bigger chance to get the 3 points, because we've been preparing well. The coaches have been preparing us well, and the recovery has been super good. But at the end of the day, it's all up to us, the players. The coaches can coach and can do whatever they do. But if we're not coming to the party, then it's not going to be our game. But if we come to the party, then we're going to take the 3 points.
Thank you very much, Captain. Members of the media, and open opportunity for questions. I will start with the media that is with us in the venue, and then I'll also go on to the media who are joining us on the Zoom. We'll just pick up the hand and just introduce yourself. My name is Benni McCarthy, and coach, how much of a courage do you take from because I was looking at the last season, everyone they came to Morocco because they were just last. They competed without putting in goals. They did courage for me. But how much of a courage was that for you? Against such a team? Do you think if they are doing more, you need to repeat such a form, maybe to get something more Horoya?
Yeah, no, listen, we understand the challenges that we were up against, season campaigners. Currently, the fourth best team in Africa after Al Ahly, Zamalek, Wydad, and Raja Casablanca. So that speaks volumes of the caliber of the team that we were up against. But I think we done really well. We were unfortunate not to take the chances, and I think that was one of the things that I stressed to the team. You know that we are possession-based side, but these teams, they very much European-like because they have a lot of European influence. The fact that they on the borderline of Spain, Italy, like they're surrounded by European clubs, countries, and the coaches that manage them are from European influence as well. The coach, former Belgium national team coach, he's the head coach of that team. So that tells you, you know, in terms of where they are. But I think when it gets go pound for pound, I think we didn't embarrass ourselves at all. You know, we actually made a lot of fans in Morocco because the way that we set up, the way that we were brave. Yes, I understand the team was a bit chatty, we were nervy at some stages, but the minute we put our foot down and we calmed ourselves and we relaxed, we created two glorious chances. Veli Motwa saved one of them, goal one-on-one situation chance. And then we went and created our own, where the captain, I said to him, I hope I'm still alive the day he scored his first goal under, you know, while I'm on this beautiful earth. So yeah, and I thought, you know, certainly we could have had equally as good as a chance to score our first goal and to put them under the knife. And then straight in the second half, section, Kalinga, nice ball slipped in by Mubara, and he found himself in space. Keeper came out. If you hit the target, if you just roll it across. We saw Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, last minute, Kylian Mbappe slides through, hit the target, the ball goes under the goalkeeper, in between the legs, go. If you don't hit the target, and that was the one thing that I stressed about to the team about being clinical, because the chances are they come far and few between, you know. So when you get one chance, you got to try and be as clinical as possible, because the opposition, they might get the same chance, and if they take it, and then you go now, you have to go and chase the game, and it becomes extremely difficult for us, you know. So we had two chances that I think if we have taken it, it would have been a completely different outcome, but we didn't take it, and then they get the all-important goal from the chance that was more difficult for them than the two chances that we had. So then they scored, and then it becomes just them disturbing us from our momentum, because they were playing on the ground the whole time, we're playing for free kicks and stop starting the game. So it becomes difficult for you to build some momentum to go and hit them back, because they are the masters at doing that, the North African teams. So yeah, so I think it was a great lesson learned for us in that first experience, and now we face a different challenge from Raja, you know. Horoya, very physical, probably more physical than what Raja Casablanca was. The players are more athletic and they quick as well. So West African, they pose that kind of threat, and that's what we have to deal with. But I think, like I said, our strength is our strength. When we play here, when we show composure, we don't show fear, we play our game, we make it difficult for every team. TP Mazembe came here and they found out what AmaZulu was about because we went out there and just being ourselves. And I think if we can do that, instead of trying to compete against them to the strengths that they have, we have to play to our strength, and our strength is getting the ball moving and getting the players on the ball in the right areas in the final third that we need to see on the ball so that we can get in behind and get goal side from them, then we'll be okay, you know? So.
Thank you very much, Coach. And now I will go on to Zoom. There are 3 hands. I do see Subi, Shalala, Martinson. Can I start with the first question from Vuyo Power FM on the chat? The question is, how much did the last 2 rounds of Casablanca teach you about the Champions League and how you should approach it this season, especially when playing away? Coach?
How much we took from there, I think it was, like I said earlier, it was a phenomenal experience for the boys, you know, just to see the level that they need to raise their game, to be able to compete, to be able to have a fighting chance to win a football match. So yes, the quality of Raja was imminent. They are quality side, they're very comfortable. Technically, they're very gifted, but we didn't look out of place at all. So, you know, the lesson that we learned from that game is that we do need to raise our level a little bit, because that CAF competition, the physicality, the speed of the game and the technicality of the game is a little bit different from what we face in the PSL week in, week out. But I think if we need to take from that game, add one aspect, and that is to be more clinical and in front of goal, because sometimes you try and cancel each other out as teams. Tactically, you only get maybe left with one opportunity, one chance, and that sometimes that is the lack that we have in South Africa. We don't have players with that killer instinct. If you get that one opportunity, you stick it in the back of the net, and then you let the opposition come to you. And we let the opposition off the hook one too many times, and we tend to pay the price. So that is what I've taken from the loss against Raja. And yeah, so I think it's just to be a little bit more clinical in front of goal, because they created 2 chances. One they scored, one Benni made a fantastic save. We got 2 equally good chances to score. We hit the post and we missed the target. So clinical would be what my biggest win that I can take from the loss against Raja.
Thank you very much, Coach. Can I just take one more from our members of the league of Zoom? Sabri Chamalala, you can go. You can ask a question. Sabri Chamalala, you can go. You can ask a question.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. But I must just indicate we have a terrible lightning here, so don't be surprised when I leave. Coach, one of the questions that I would like to ask you, I see that this year there is a bit of a little struggle on the side of AmaZulu. I don't know whether have you identified what could be the problem. I wish you hear me.
I couldn't hear that.
We can hear you, although there's just a bit of a disturbance in the back.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
I'm having a terrible lightning. So maybe I need to leave. We're having a terrible lightning. Maybe you won't hear me, coach, next time. Sorry about that.
Continue. You much more clear now. Please continue with the question. Okay, he's left. Can I just take one from the floor? If there's any members of the media that are here, there is one more hand from the floor, and then I will come back to the members that are on Zoom. Can you say maybe now you can have insights to go over the race?
Still open the moves of it.
So we do guys already out. Can you after the same for you later you can go all the way?
Yeah, but that's an issue. Like coach, you couldn't clinical, like uma franco namun as in clinical. So, at the end of the day, Google teaching them a play within the Sifuna. I understand if it's long the way Besulong a last season, then I think Guti is all the way because Google Zagalan domestic, but no masilo sonke, like I think anything is possible.
Thank you very much. Can I go on to the media Zoom? Marvin, you can go. Ask your question.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Benny, can I ask you, do you think, based on what you said about you didn't look out of place, etc., that qualifying in the top two in this group is you believe very much a possibility for AmaZulu, even though it's your first group phase?
Hey, Langman. Hope you're good. Yeah, listen, I think after experiencing our first game in Morocco against Raja, I think yeah, every team in this group has equally same amount of opportunities to qualify. You know, sometimes yes, it would have been amazing to get your opening game off on the winning side because it kind of just eases the pressure a little bit and it allows the rest of the other guys to fight. But you know, we came out second best. We didn't win. Now we've got back-to-back home games in the CAF Champions League, and yeah, I think we've learned that we can go away and we can go and compete. But if we're not clinical enough, we're always gonna end up on the losing side because the teams in the CAF Champions League, they don't forgive as much as the teams in the domestic league. So you get punished at that level. And so we know we can't afford, you know, to be sluggish and not take our opportunities. So I think if we can change that mindset, and if we can add that factor to our game, I think against tomorrow we can have some joy, as much as we need to deal with a lot of the physicality about the Guineans, the West African teams. We know how physically strong they are and how good athletic they are, you know, but I think South Africa does have a potential to be equally and competitive at any stage, at any level. And we've proven that against Raja, you know, that we can go out there and not, you know, and make a good account of ourselves. So I think tomorrow, if we have the same mentality, the same mindset, and we just add being a bit more clinical in front of goal, then yeah, I think getting a positive result, hopefully a win tomorrow, and then against a thief, the same attitude, the same mentality. Yes, then why I can't see why we can't go there and go and look to see if we can pick up an away win and a draw, you know, and then that could give us safe passage. But that is the ultimate goal for this team, you know, not to just follow the numbers. We there, we want to compete, and we want to show that we can belong there for every season to come, whenever, you know, for as long as we at this football club.
Can I just take questions from the media that is in the venue? This is someone I'm going to and look at the games that we play Champions League and then have experience in UK and on this game. And it would be because of players will help you taking to domestically. And then the last one about Coach Perry. Coach Perry, you mentioned that you need to see to understand the players that you have from how they put in the house. And then do we have anything to work about of any guidance of like that? Thank you.
I think it was a good experience. I've never traveled at night, never play outside Africa, in the Northern Africa. Rajas was a really good team. We tried to stop them where we can, even if they didn't get too much chances. But I think for us, it was a great experience. And we've seen how these African teams, they behave if they are 1-0 up. So as the coach was saying, the more we become clinical in the goal post, the more it becomes easy for us.
No, we don't have injury. We don't have any injuries in the team. So it's nice to be able to select a full, to select a semi-full strength squad. So yeah, so we should be able to send out a team that can show the intention that we want to win and that we can win. So yeah, so I think that's very good positive for me as a coach, that you can have, you know, the players that we have available for tomorrow's game, and to try and overturn, because yeah, Raja was difficult and we've seen the challenges that we were faced with, but from that experience, we think we can go and tomorrow give a good account of ourselves and hopefully score our first goal in the CAF Champions League and go on to try and win it. But it will not be easy, believe me. Yeah.
Thank you, Coach. Can I go on to our friends on Zoom? We have Chris, and after Chris, I will want to join.
How's it, guys? Yeah, again.
Chris, you can go.
Again, the audio is again terrible. Coach, how are you, man? And we don't get to see anymore, so we have so many questions, and you can only ask one. Figan here. Can you tell me a bit about the weight of expectation that you have personally as a coach and on the players? You know, we're always talking about you having come this way. What kind of weight of expectation are you putting on yourself and the players as you go on this campaign, Coach, and for the rest of the season, of course? Thanks.
Thank you, Chris. Listen, of course, I have high expectations for myself. I have high expectations for the team. Obviously, because that's the nature of the job that you're in. You can't have low expectations and expect to be, still in charge of managing a football club. So yes, so I do have high expectations, and obviously, my expectations is that I think we have a squad good enough. We have a squad good enough if we can stress and using the squad to its full strength. If we don't cripple our own, then I think we've got high chances of getting maybe past those group stages. And yes, I said my desire is to try and emulate what Kaizer Chiefs did. Like no one expected Kaizer Chiefs to go to the final, and I think that would be amazing. Not saying that we can do that, but it's a nice target for us to want to achieve. A South African team, a team that no one expected to do anything, novices, very new in this CAF Champions League, and then you go and surprise everybody in the way that you did. Kaizer Chiefs did that. So it was the first time that they even got out the group stages of the CAF Champions League. They went all the way to the final. So that's an amazing achievement. And that was really special and inspiring. So yeah, we also want to do special things, and we want to do things that inspires, because now the next South African team that are in the Champions League, they also want to do that, or maybe even win it. So we need to do things that inspires others. And Kaizer Chiefs did inspire me. They did inspire my team, because we wanted now to do what they did. So it should go. So that's my inspiration for us, to just to play in this competition fearless, and we gotta make the most of the opportunity, and yeah, hopefully we get past Horoya tomorrow, and it's a positive one, and it's a good one, because the players have been putting in a really lot of hard work, and they've worked effortlessly and tirelessly. So it would be nice that they can win, and win convincingly, so that it's a reward for all their hard work, all their efforts, because nobody sees the hard work the players put in day to day, and you only see the final result, and then you get judged on that result, but you don't see nothing to build up to the match and the result. So that is my expectations, and that is my hope, that we win tomorrow, first of all, and then we go to the final, or past the group stages to the final, and maybe get Raja Casablanca again, because we'll certainly be much better prepared for them this time.
Thank you, Coach. We'll come back to the media joining us soon. I do see David in September. And I want to take a question from the members of the media joining us on the floor.
Yeah, of course, when you have quality players in the team, and they don't play, of course you see a voids, but the players come to training, and we select based on the way they train, how they work, the work ethic, and that. So Sitebe wasn't available, and obviously it's discussion that the club had with myself and technical team on the situation. So yeah, out of my control, and I select what I have at my disposal. And unfortunately, I don't have him at my disposal, so I can't put a player that I can't select, you know. So that's that matter. And the other matters, I think, when you have a squad as big as you are, competition is fierce. We signed a new striker, Majok, and he came in and is impressed from day one up until now. When Tuli has upped his game and is trying to make the number 9 shirt his own, and that's where the competition is. Competition for places is fierce, and when you find yourself in the team, it's because you work from Monday to Monday. You don't have off days there because you have one off day, somebody else has a better day, and he has a better week than you, he gets to be selected. There's no what you've done in the past or what name you have. It's what you do from Monday to Tuesday, Tuesday to Wednesday, and that's how it works. No bias selection, yeah. So people have to work to get in the team, and then obviously my job is came in and he showed why the club has signed him, why we wanted him, and he will get his chance once, you know, there's an opening, a gap opening for him. But at the moment, Tuli has been playing really well. Yes, he's not scored goals, but everything else is done for the team. You know, he deserved his place in the team, and maybe, you know, some of the other guys will also put up the same fight to compete, to make it competitive so they can get inside the team as well. And that's the situation.
Thank you, Coach. Going to our media that's joining us on Zoom, David. And after David, we have Benni. Then I'll come back to the media joining us after Benni. David and then Benni.
Hi, Coach Benni. It's David from Udiski Times. I hope you're good. I wanted to find out, Abraham Majok, how has he settled in? He's played twice off the bench so far. He came as a new striker. You know, you often say that, you know, you struggle a bit in front of goals. Do you think he can help you, you know, resolve those problems and get you firing? Thank you.
Hey, Dave, how's it?
Oh, good.
Good, man, thanks. No, listen, I think, first of all, I think he's coming from Australia, so I think he needed to adjust to the conditions, he needed to adjust to the way the team plays, he needed to adjust understanding his teammates, and obviously he speaks English very well, but there's still a language barrier because majority of the players in the squad speak Zulu and native languages. So, you know, there might still be miscommunications between a new player and the rest of the squad, but he's definitely starting to grow on most of the guys because he's been accepted, and, you know, he does the business of training, he works exceptionally hard. And when he gets the opportunity, he puts the ball in the back of the net, and that's what we like to see. But like I said, he had a player in front of him that was also doing very well. When it comes to training, he trains exceptionally hard and he does the business. So you can only select the one, you know, but this might be a perfect opportunity for him to come in. And yeah, we are excited to see what he can bring. And I think for me, it's about a striker, it's about the work rate that you put in, but then after the work rate, yes, you have to work hard for your team and that, but it's about, you know, being at the right place at the right time and changing the luck, changing the fortunes in front of goal. It's like taking shots at goal, being a menace, you know, and just being everywhere in that 18 area that makes strikers so dangerous, and that's what we're hoping that he can add. And by the looks of what we see in training, he certainly looks like he does bring that. And when the opportunity comes, and hopefully he can deliver, because I think that will only be a positive side not just for him, but for the rest of the team as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Can you please quick head coach and captain for COVID test? So can you please just, I'll come back for the last round. Finish the two Benni and Taylor. Those who are joining us on Zoom. Taylor, Benni, are you guys covered? Okay, I think they are still muted. Can I take the last round from the members of the media that are joining us? And I heard it was and you'll be the last. So we'll take the last. Thank you. You can go.
My question is coach, you are both a very experienced coach, where you were one such big clubs such as League and the Super Cup. What is your plan for tomorrow's game? Are you planning to change your squad which was playing against Raja Casablanca, or what changes you may go to tomorrow's game? And Horoya and Majo coming to the team with the observation from the American Champions League, and how are they adapting in their team's culture and game?
Thank you very much. Yes, of course, obviously we try and take the positives out of the performance against Raja, and we know the strengths of Horoya and the quality of the coach that they have, the experience that they have. Nothing compared to where I am, as a coach, but I'm most certainly experiences and qualifications and what you've done in the past counts for nothing. Tomorrow is all that matters. So as much as he's got a brilliant coaching career, I've got an unbelievable playing career. And does that make any difference? So yes, a lot of respect. And that tomorrow comes the two teams battle it out, and then the team that shows the biggest heart, the team that gets the tactics right, and then the team that wants to win it, the team that creates the chances, the team that's more clinical, that put the ball in the back of the net. That is the team that's going to win the match, not the team who's got the most experienced coach and all the credentials and all that, because credentials means nothing. Don't win you games, Playing the game, that's what win you games. And I think, yes, you play away from home against Raja. So yes, you do take some precautionary measures. You can't just go guns blazing. We don't know what we're going to be facing. So yes, we were a little bit more defensively set up so that we can deal with their threat. But we also had the quality of players to be in advanced position to go forward. And then when we can win the game, we had Kalinga on the right, we had Mulenga on the left, we had Tuli, and I think between Sise, Mata Sise, Mahaula, and Mubara, we could dominate, we can compete with this physicality we had in that midfield that, where most teams win or lose matches is when it's that midfield battle, and we were able to compete there. And then we can use the speed of Mulenga, Ntuli, and Kalinga. But now we play at home. And when you play at home, you have to be a little bit more offensive. You have to go for it. So there will be changes. Yes, there will be changes to tomorrow's team from the team that played Raja the first game. And then tomorrow, because we're at home and we're looking to be more an offensive threat and have more players on the pitch that can get us goals, that can get us in. So there will be a slight shift in the side that played well against Raja that didn't disappoint themselves, that didn't disappoint the club, you know. So, but tomorrow's team will slightly have some adjustments and changes to it. Yeah, the two players have settled in nice. I think Mubara, he doesn't really need that much because he's played with half of the players in the squad. You know, they were all together at the previous club, so they know each other from there. Majok, on the other hand, is from completely different continent. So he had to adjust a little bit more to the climate, to the altitude, the weather in Durban, but he's settling really well. And I think when you're a player that works hard on the training field, when you're a player that do the right things, do the basic things right, you put the ball in the back of the net, you do all the fundamentals that's required from football, you do that right, you're going to earn the respect of your peers. You know, you're going to earn the respect. So they don't have to like you, but they respect you because they know you respect the game and you do the right things. And if they have you in your team, you can help the team elevate and you can achieve more. So yeah, he's earned a respect from the off because everyone saw that he was honest, he's hardworking, and he doesn't take for granted. You know, he's signed, now he's arrived and he can relax on his morals. He wants to add value to the team and he continues to show that day in, day out, every day in training. He improves, he gets better and better. And, you know, and those are the kind of characteristics that you want to see from a player. When you sign, that you make a difference. You don't just become part of the furniture. Sometimes some players are happy, some players are not happy when you don't play. You don't just settle in and fall in line with part of the furniture like you've been here for the last 4 or 5 seasons. When you come in, when you join a new club, you must be able to make a difference. You must see a difference. That players that's at the club want to do what you do. That's the difference, and that's what Majok has come in and he's done that. So he's adapted well and he's doing great. Thank you.